Hi, this is Scott the Fix-It Guy with 3 dishwasher disasters that you can easily avoid. That you don't want to have happen, but they're very common. I do a lot of appliance repair and come to homes where these things have happened and it ends up costing them a lot of money, and hoping this can help you to prevent some of these problems. First one is a really common one. It's where people will tend to leave too much stuff on their dishes when they load it into the dishwasher. And what this does is it allows too much food debris to clog the mechanism. You get some food ends up in the spray arms, the little holes, so the water can't shoot through. Some of it gets into the drain mechanism, and then the dishwasher can't drain. And if a dishwasher can't drain, it won't even start. The first thing it always does tries to drain out any remnant water that's left. And if there's something clogging the drain and it can't get rid of that water, the cycle won't even start, or it might end up stopping midway through the cycle because it can't drain. The other problem when you have too much food debris that builds up over time is that the water pressure drops off. So the dishwasher is trying to get a bunch of water through into the circulation pump to push it through the spray arms, to have a lot of water pressure to knock off all the food debris and get the dishes clean. But there's so much stuff caught in the mechanism that it can't build up enough pressure. It can cause error codes to pop up, but mainly it'll cause just a condition where your dishes aren't very clean. So to give you an idea what that would be like, if you looked at maybe a dish like this, which is about to get clean and has a little bit of egg remnant left, that'd be okay because that's not a lot of material. And you actually want a little bit of dirt on your dishes so that your dishwasher detergent has something to react with. So a little bit's okay, no problem. If you had something where you actually had like chunks of food, this is like peels from a potato, still left on the dishes, and if this stuff got into your dishwasher, it could be a problem. There's a really good filter inside your dishwasher that should filter out things like that. But typically people forget to lock down their filter and things get passed. So it's really wise to just spend a few extra minutes to rinse off the dishes before you put them in. And again, they don't have to be entirely clean. They just have to have the food chunks removed. An example would be like if you had spaghetti and there were some noodles left, you got to get those off. If there's a little spaghetti sauce left though, it's actually good because it helps the detergent. So that's a big one, a common one. And if you can get in that habit of rinsing the dishes, it's great because your machine's going to last a lot longer and it's going to do a lot better. While you're rinsing the dishes, if you actually rinse it with warm or hot water, that's good too, because that will actually get hot water flowing into your kitchen area. And when you start your dishwasher and it fills with water, it won't be filling with cooler or not very warm water in the beginning. It'll have hot water right away, and the dishwasher will actually clean better. So these are a couple little tricks that can help. But the main one is just make sure you rinse the dishes. The other thing to be concerned about, and this one's expensive and also somewhat dangerous, is where people open up the dishwasher door and they're going to load up their machine or they're going to unload it, and you kind of forget that they've left the door open. This has actually happened to me. And you're in the kitchen and you're talking with somebody, and maybe you have somebody in front of me I'm talking to, and I'm explaining something and I'm walking backwards. And as I walk backwards, my Achilles tendon, which is a kind of a trip part of your anatomy, pushes into the door, and all of a sudden I lose control over my legs. I fall backwards. Problem is that all my body weight would hit the door, and the door is not designed to hold very much weight at all. And what will happen is it'll bend the hinges. Sometimes it actually bends the door and breaks internal parts, and it's very expensive to repair that. It costs a lot in labor for a technician like me to come in there and either put a new door on or put new hinges on. And the other big problem, it's much more costly, is that the person who falls back can often get hurt pretty bad. When you fall back like that, when the back of your tendon gets hit and you lose control, you're going back, it's very likely the back of your head will hit something. That can cause unconsciousness, even death. So a lot of people break their wrists when they fall back. Really good idea to load or unload your machine and then close the door right away. Some people, what they do is they'll put like a little sticker on the front of their dishwasher door that'll say clean, or if you flip it around, it'll say dirty, and that can help you remember whether it's clean or not. I have seen people who keep their dishwasher door open, and throughout the day they'll load more and more dirty dishes in, and they don't want to get confused with dirty and clean dishes. But that's probably the most dangerous because that door is open way too long. So better to open it, remove things or add it in, and then close the door right away. The third problem, or kind of expensive problem that can happen, is that people can either put the wrong type of detergent in with their dishwasher. Like they might put dish cleaning detergent in instead of dishwasher detergent. This is like liquid dishwasher or dish detergent, which is actually very good for cleaning dishes with your hands or cleaning your hands, but not at all good for a dishwasher. Or sometimes people will put in the proper type of dishwasher detergent. Might be a tablet like this, might be liquid, might be powder, but they'll put in too much. And in either case, you'll end up with way too many bubbles or suds. And if you have a lot of bubbles or suds, your machine will have a lot of problems. One is it may just stop because as the little impellers on the drain pump and the circulation pump are trying to turn and move that water, they're designed to have the resistance of water, which is 3 times the resistance of air. But because you have bubbles, there's too much air and there's not enough resistance. And the impeller spins so fast that it can actually cause the drain pump or the circulation pump to overheat. So to protect those pumps, a signal will be sent to the controller that lives inside the door, and that'll cause the machine to shut off. And you may not understand, like, why isn't my machine finishing its cycle? You may end up with, if you have a digital readout, it may say something like SD or SUDS, S-U-D-S, and that means that there's too many bubbles in there. And usually that's, again, because of the wrong type of soap, or maybe the right type of soap, but too much got loaded in. Maybe you put 2 of these in instead of 1. So very easy problem to fix and very easy problem to avoid. The other not dangerous but expensive portion of the suds problem is that you can get so many bubbles that build up inside the tub area inside here that water leaks out of your dishwasher. The dishwasher is designed to have some water, liquid water in it near the bottom, about that much. But when you have all the suds, you have water and air that allows the water to get up high, and it can sneak out on the sides of the seals, and then a lot of water can end up coming out the edges of your door, usually down at the bottom, and it can flood your kitchen floor. And some kitchen floors are not really designed, they should be, but they're not designed to have that much water on them, and it can cause a warping of the wooden floor, or mold, all kinds of problems. So we don't want that to happen, and it's very easy to avoid it just by using the right type of detergent. If something ever went wrong, if you had a house guest come over and they did the dishes and they put in the wrong detergent, you have the suds problem. You can see the digital error says suds, or you just see tons of bubbles in there. You can fix it pretty easily. You don't have to have a technician come out. First thing to try is to power off the dishwasher and then turn it back on, start a cycle, close the door, or press start. And that will elicit a drain response. So the first thing your dishwasher will always try to do is drain. It'll drain the water out. That'll get rid of a lot of the detergent. But as that drain's spinning maybe too fast against the suds, it may cause another error or cause the dishwasher to stop. But at least you got a lot of the detergent or the suds out of there by doing the drain. The next thing you would do is fill up a pot of water like that, a pot with water, like about this size, and add to it some vinegar. And you can use any kind of vinegar you have in your kitchen, and a whole cup would be great. Add that in with the water and just let it sit for about 30 minutes, and that chemical reaction of the acidic qualities of the vinegar will break apart all those bubbles. And when the bubbles are broken apart, they're a liquid again, and if they're a liquid, when you start your cycle after 30 minutes, it can drain out all of that extra detergent. And you may have to do this a couple of times to get all that stuff out of the dishwasher, but then your dishwasher will be okay. It'll actually work really good. I want to cover with you guys too just a quick few other maintenance things you can do for a dishwasher. So one of the maintenance steps you can do is to periodically clean the filter, and it's easy to do. This is on a Miele dishwasher, and on the Miele there's this triple filter down here. Let me take this spray arm out. A lot of spray arms on dishwashers can be lifted straight out, or there might be like a little plastic nut you have to turn here to get out the lower spray arm. There's usually like a round thing here made of plastic or a handle. You turn that, you can lift out your filter, and you may find down in that sump area some stuff that you can just grab and pull out of there. On Bosch and Miele dishwashers, there should be some water still left in the sump. They call it a wet sump condition. A lot of people on these also ask me, what is this little silver thing? That's just a temperature sensor. On these types of models, make sure you never press that in because it'll cause a leak problem. So it's normal for that to be there. You may find some stuff in there you can pull out. On the Miele, you can pull up this yellow tab, and inside this basket you may find there's some junk you can pull out. But cleaning the filter is a really good idea for maintenance. The thing that I find that really helps is to make sure once you've done that, that you get the filter in position and work with the handle to make sure it's locked down. Once you have it in position, try to lift it. And if it can lift, it's not locked, and junk will be pulled in to the dishwasher, which is no good because that'll end up inside the mechanism, and the food debris will shoot out into the spray arm, and you'll get caught. And inside these little holes called the jets, there'll be food debris which blocks the movement of the water. And even though your dishwasher is working, it won't be able to clean your dishes because it can't shoot water onto your dishes. So you also have another spray arm on most dishwashers up here on this basket. And on the Miele, it has a plastic nut you can turn, and you can get this off, and then you can clean out these little holes if you find anything caught in there. I've come to a lot of homes where things are caught, and I can just pull that stuff out, and then it works great. You'll notice that there's a kind of a long hole here, and there's actually some stuff caught in there. I would just use something sharp to pull that out. But on a lot of dishwashers, there'll be this thing, or there'll be a little hole here, and that's actually like a water-propelled system that helps this spin. So if that's all clogged up, sometimes these things won't spin, and they'll just sit here and shoot water, but you really need these to spin to clean the dishes. So just making sure that all those holes are clean is really good. There's actually a third one up at the top. On some models, this one has one at the top that you can clean too. But those are some maintenance tips that can help. And on Bosch dishwashers and Miele dishwashers, sometimes it's good to actually do a cleaning cycle by adding a product. We'll put a link in the description below for this product. But this is the one I recommend for the Miele and the Bosch by Somat. And it's European. I think it comes from Germany, but it's pretty easy to use. You just take off this little peel, you turn this thing upside down, and there's a hook on it, and that hook could just hook over like this. You just want this to be basically pointing down. You close it, and then you'd run a cycle. You wouldn't have any dishes in there. You just run an empty cycle. This is really just like kind of like vinegar. It's an acidic stuff that's released slowly through the cycle. And what happens is it ends up cleaning all the things inside your dishwasher that you can't see. So, you know, if we had x-ray vision, we could look down in there, we'd see that there's a lot of different tubes and there's pumps and there's things that are moving the water around. And sometimes food gets caught in there and it can get moldy, kind of a decayed type smell, and it can make your dishwasher smell bad or moldy. So it's good to use that product maybe every couple of months, and that'll keep it nice and clean.